Good evening, my little ones, and good evening, my dear parents. First of all, wish you all a very happy, healthy, and peaceful Diwali on behalf of Mindseed Preschool and Daycare family. We are so happy to meet you on this very auspicious day. So, my little ones, I want you to write into the chat, even my parents, what are we celebrating today? Yes? With all the diyas and the lovely, amazing sweets that your mamas must have made. I hope you guys are having fun. Yes, eating all those amazing sweets that you probably must be getting from mama and papa and grandparents, of course. Yes, my childhood memory of Diwali is very, very special. A lot of my Diwali vacations were spent with my grandparents. And let me tell you, she would just load me with sweets. And that's something that my mama does, continues to do it even on this very day. Yes. So, happy Diwali once again. And are we ready to listen to today's story? Like I said, today's story is going to be special. And this story is about a little boy, and his name was Kalka. Do you want to say hi to him? Say hello, Kalka. Yes, this is Kalka. And the name of the story is Amma, tell me about Diwali. Yes, that's the name of the story. Amma, tell me about Diwali. Now, this little boy, Kalka, he, just like all of us, would during Diwali get up really early in the morning and do all that we usually do. So, what all do we do during Diwali? Let Kalka tell us. Okay? So, it was a beautiful morning, and Kalka got up all excited. Early in the morning, he got excited, he got up, and he was really, really looking forward to the day. Yes, he wore new clothes and he had some amazing breakfast which was made by his grandmother and his mama. Lots and lots of sweets which he shared with his friends, and he was really happy how the day was going to go around. So he had this lovely, amazing Diwali morning sweets, which in Marathi we call farad. So it's called different things in many languages, and that's what he had for breakfast. And then he was all excited to do his fun things, play a few games on his computer. He did all of that. And it was evening time, and he was actually waiting for the evening. You know why? You want to tell them, Kalka, why? Yes, because as soon as it was dark, the city was lit with amazing, beautiful, colorful, sparkling lights, and everybody had got to work. Everyone was ready in their new clothes, and Kalka and his mama, he called her Amma, and his father and his little baby brother, all of them were ready for the evening time. So they finished their prayers, they got ready. There was a beautiful rangoli which mama had made right outside their house. He was really excited to show it to everyone. And once all of that was done, he was eagerly waiting to do that one small thing. You know what that was? No. It was not bursting crackers. He was a non-firecracker kind of a guy. He was actually looking forward to light some diyas. So what did he do? He, with the help of his mama and papa, lit many diyas with his baby brother and his friends. Yes, you have to be careful when you're touching fire. That's what I was trying to do. Be really careful. Okay? So Kalka did all of that, and he met friends, and he lit diyas, and he saw everybody's rangolis, and he spoke to his friends and played games, had an awesome dinner, and it was time to go to bed. And as soon as Kalka got into bed, it was story time. Just like I'm narrating a story to all of you right now, his Amma had a habit of narrating a story to him and his baby brother every day. But today, Kalka was more curious about something else. As soon as Mama put him into bed and she put the blanket over him, Kalka slowly looked at Mama and said, Amma, tell me about Diwali. Why do we celebrate Diwali? Amma looked at Kalka and said, well, my little boy, I was really waiting for you to ask me this question all day long. I was thinking, how did my Kalka not ask me this question? So here you go. Diwali is celebrated as the festivals of light. He said, I know that, but why is it called Diwali? She said, look, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you the story as to why we celebrate Diwali. Children, Diwali comes from the word diya. Okay? And that's what we do. We light lots and lots of diya for light. It feels so good, right? Yes? And that's how Amma started. Amma said, Diwali falls on the day of Amavasya. You know what's Amavasya? It's new moon. Basically, if you go outside on Diwali day, that is if you go out today, it's no moon in the sky and it's very, very dark otherwise. But that darkness goes away when we light all these lamps and these diyas. So he was like, oh, okay. But what's the story behind it? And that's how Amma started with the story. She told Kalka, sweetheart, come on, hold on to your blanket and listen to this story very, very carefully. The story is about a boy just like you, much elder, and his name was Ram. What was his name? Ram. I'm sure my little ones have heard a similar or a story which had Ram and Lakshman in it a few days back when we celebrated Dussehra. So this is what Amma told him about Ram. So there was a prince, a boy, his name was Ram and he was the prince of Ayodhya. The name of the place was Ayodhya. Okay? So I'm going to keep Kalka down because he's listening to the story very, very carefully and I want you guys to do the same. Now Ram was the son of a king and his name was Dashrath. What was the name of the king? Correct, Dashrath. And Dashrath had many other children and Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, all these were his sons. Okay? And Ram was the eldest. And the people of Ayodhya, the place that I told you about, the place where he was the prince, the people of Ayodhya just loved Prince Ram. You know why? Because Prince Ram was a very, very nice boy. He was helpful, he was obedient. So when I say obedient, it's basically somebody who listens and follows whatever good other people tell them. Okay? So he was very obedient, he was helpful, everyone loved him. He did all the things that you can think of just right. Yes? And people of Ayodhya were looking forward to seeing Prince Ram become the king of Ayodhya. But his mama's name was Kaikai, one of his mama's name was Kaikai. She had something else in her mind. Now Queen Kaikai wanted her son, which is of course Ram's younger brother, Bharat, to become the king of Ayodhya. She wanted him to become the king of Ayodhya. And what did she do? She spoke to King Dashrath. Now many years back, before Ram became the king and he became the prince, Kaikai had asked for a promise from King Dashrath. King Dashrath had told her that whenever you feel like asking for a wish, Please ask, and I will fulfill that wish, that promise. I will keep my promise. So this was the time that Kaikai decided to use that wish. And she told King Dashrath that King Dashrath, I want Ram to go away, leave the kingdom, leave the house, and go and live in a forest for 14 years. How many years? Yes, 14 long years. Should we count 14? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count with me. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 long years in the forest. And I told you about Prince Ram, right? Prince Ram was someone who listened to his elders, and whatever Mama and Papa said, he would not question them. He would not be like, why should I do it? The moment King Dashrath told him, and he said that, Ram, this is the wish of your mother, and you need to go away for 14 years into the forest, without saying a word, Prince Ram decided to listen to his father, and he left the kingdom. Now, he didn't go alone. His wife, Sita, and this is Sita. This is Ram, and this is Sita. Both of them, along with Prince Ram's brother, which was Prince Lakshman, all three of them left the kingdom of Ayodhya, and they started to go to the direction of the forest. Now, while they were leaving and going to the forest, the people of Ayodhya were very, very sad. They really felt sad that their beloved prince, that their favorite prince, who was such a nice person, was to go to the forest and he would not become the next king. So they were sad, and they all went to say bye to Prince Ram, Prince Lakshman, and Sita. As soon as they left and they went to the forest, they started living there happily. Yes? While they were staying there, the troubles did not end. Now we thought that, okay, fine, Ram went, he had to listen to whatever his mama and papa had to say, so he went to the forest and he was living there. But the trouble did not end. There was a very mighty king of a place called Lanka. You remember the names, okay? So we started with Prince Ram is from where? He's from Ayodhya. And this king, who had 10 heads. How many heads did he have? We have how many? 1. And this king, the king of Lanka, Ravana, his name was Ravana. He was a mighty, powerful, very intelligent, he was a scholar king, Ravana from Lanka. Now he heard that there was this Prince Ram who was living in the forest, and he was supposed to be a very, very good prince and who was supposed to be a king, and he was very powerful. Now this King Ravana did not like anyone saying anything good about anybody else but him. He was very, very arrogant. He was very, very strong, and he always thought that, listen, I am the mightiest king and there can be nobody better than me. He was very proud. He was very, very arrogant. You know, when you say proud and arrogant, somebody who thinks that there's nobody better than him, that is exactly what Ravana was. And that is what happened. Now, while this was happening, Ram was busy living happily with his brother and his wife Sita. Okay, his brother Lakshman. Now, Ravana decided to teach Ram a lesson. He said, how can anybody else be smarter than me? I will teach Ram a lesson. And that's how, though he was very smart and he was intelligent and he had studied a lot. But what was the use? He was very proud of all that. And he decided that to teach Ram a lesson, I am going to take Sita away. Yes, that's what he decided to do. Silly, silly king. That's not the right thing to do, but he did not think about it. And what did he do? While Ram and Lakshman, both of them had gone into the forest, both of them had gone for work. They had gone into the forest, and Sita was alone at home. Ravan came and he took Sita away to Lanka. He took her away to his kingdom. He said, let me take Sita away with me. Let's see what Prince Ram can do. Everybody is so fond of him. Everybody likes him so much. Let's see how he will come to take Sita away from me. Now, this is what happened. As soon as Ram came back home and he saw that Sita was not there, he was very, very sad. And just like you or I would set out to look and find our loved one, Ram also got out. He said, I cannot leave Sita alone there. I will go and get her back. And so Lakshman and Ram, both of them, set out. They left towards Lanka. They started walking to get Sita back. Now you must be wondering, how did these two alone get Sita back from King Ravan, who had an army of people? It was his kingdom. He had many people to stop Ram and Lakshman. How did he do that? Now while he was walking, both of them were walking through the forest looking for help. Guess who came to their rescue? Ta-da-da-da! Yes! It was nobody else than Hanuman. He belonged to the kingdom, the monkey kingdom of Kishkinda. The place that he lived in was Kishkinda. Yes. So Hanuman met Prince Ram, and Prince Ram told Hanuman everything that he knew about Ravana and how he had taken Sita away from him. And that's when Hanuman said that I would help you. Don't worry, my Prince Ram. I'm here to help you. And they all set out. So Hanuman gathered all the monkeys. He gathered the big army of monkeys, and Ram, Lakshman and Hanuman, all of them set out to get Sita back from Lanka. They all had decided that we will fight and get Sita back. We will do the right thing, because getting something without somebody's wish is not right. Correct? I mean, you can't just go and take someone. It's like catching me and taking me somewhere I don't want to go. Sometimes, you feel, right, that I don't want to go to I sometimes used to feel earlier when the malls were open that I don't want to go to the mall. And my friends would be like, no, we have to go. But your friends always respect your decision and say, okay, you don't want to come, don't come. But Ravan was not like that. Sita said, I don't want to go to Lanka. But Ravan did not listen to her. He still took her to Lanka without her wish. And so all three of them, with the army of monkeys, after many days of hard work, reached Lanka. And Ram and Ravan both had a long, big fight. Yes, they all had a battle. And in the end, Ram was able to defeat Ravan. He was able to defeat Ravan and take Sita back. So despite of having a big army, being very intelligent, having everything that he needed, and being the strongest person, something that he had forgotten was that if you're not really nice to people, people are not really going to listen to you. They're not going to help you. So slowly, While he was having his battle, Ravan and Ram, they were fighting with each other. Finally, there was a day where Ravan lost. Yes, it was like a game which he lost. He lost the war, he lost the battle. And Ram got Sita back with him. And by the time all this had happened, 14 years had passed. Yes, 14 years were soon over. Sita and Ram were back together, and so was Lakshman. And it was time to go back to where? Yes, it was time to go back to Ayodhya. And Ram, Prince Ram, and Sita and Lakshman, everybody was really very, very happy with the thought that they were going to go back to Ayodhya. Then what happened? While they took off from Lanka and they were on their way to Ayodhya, the people of Ayodhya were thrilled. They were happy. They were like, wow, our prince is coming back. What can we do for him? What should we do for him? Now, while they traveled, now in those days, there was no car or train or plane that they could just sit in a plane and reach somewhere within a couple of hours. They had to walk for days and days and days. And the night that Ram and Sita and Lakshman, and this time they also had Hanuman going with them, while they all reached, it was the night of Amavasya. It was the darkest night. And to show them the light and to show them the love, the people of Ayodhya, what did they do? Yes, they all lit oil lamps throughout the way. Right from the way where they entered Ayodhya, in every house, on the road, and even the palace, every place was lit up by these beautiful diyas. And that's how the festival of Diwali started. Yes, that day was celebrated as the day where the good always wins. You must have heard something similar during the Sera as well, right? The Sera was the day where Ravan got defeated, and Diwali was the day where Ram and Sita and Lakshman, everyone came back to Ayodhya, and the people of Ayodhya celebrated their homecoming, celebrated them coming back home by lighting all these diyas, these beautiful diyas, and celebrating the goodness of Prince Ram on that day. So that's how the festival of lights, which is Diwali, is the festival that we started celebrating. Yes? So I hope you guys had a lovely time listening to this story. Amma, tell me about Diwali. And as soon as Amma finished this story, by the time Amma had finished telling him the story about how we celebrated Diwali, Kalka was off to bed. He was off to bed and dreaming about this beautiful story. So I hope you like this story. I had a wonderful time narrating this story to all of you. Once again, on behalf of Mindseed family, we wish each one of you a very, very happy Diwali. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay inside, and be nice and be kind. Be smart like Ravan, but also be kind like Ram. Yes, and help each other. Okay? Do let me know how you like this story. Do leave your comments in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, which is Mindseed Preschool. I had a wonderful time with all of you. God bless you guys. I'll see you very, very soon. So until next time, take care and happy Diwali. Shubha Deepavali. Bye.